Serious, when did the class clown go way too far? Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to never miss an upload. He would try to jump around, parkour style, desk to desk, all class long. Sometimes would fall comically, breaking things and falling in people, trying to get a laugh. Constantly redirected for trying to do run flips on the wall, telling horrible jokes, or balance large objects on himself. He always wanted attention. We just wanted to learn beginning French. We all, including the teacher, took to ignoring him. One day he couldn't handle people not paying attention to him, so he tried to see if he, for the first time ever, could do a backflip. Landed on his neck. Was out of class for a long while. Did he have ADHD? Because I have ADHD and I got kicked out of one school after playing catch the ceiling fan and pulling parts of the ceiling down. He put a hit of acid into our woodshop teacher's coffee. Fortunately, our woodshop teacher recognized the onset and immediately called into the office and said that he's leaving right now as he's feeling very unwell but will remain in class until a replacement arrives. We had a teacher fill in about 15 minutes and our woodshop teacher left. At lunch, we saw that his car was still parked in the parking lot. This was well before cell phones, so there's no way he called someone. Come to find out, he ran to a local park and waited out the storm as he realized that he was dosed with acid and that he was a teen in the 70s, so he knew. The next day, he taught class as normal and didn't mention it. Respect to the teacher. He was the most chill dude ever too and could explain a dovetail joint in such a way that easy to comprehend and pleasing to hear. I like to believe that he knew exactly what was going on as he began to see fractals and that he had half an hour before he started peeking, and during this short window, he was in control. And as soon as he found himself a spot at that park and the ground, trees, and sky started to breathe, he thanked his unknown doser and blasted off into outer space. Did the kid get caught? Any punishment? He didn't. He actually graduated on time and went on to the army. Not sure where he is now. My time to shine. One time in year 8, one of the class clowns stood up on his desk, pulled his trousers and underwear down and started swinging his dick around, shouting, "Anyone want a taste?" The teacher called the head teacher and he got expelled from the school and now is known as Dick Swing Boy. I wish this was a joke, but it's not. Did anyone want a taste? Lamau, imagine you're getting a job and on your resume you write that people call you Dick Swing Boy. My favorite science teacher's room had a drop ceiling. Every day, after school, I'd take a yardstick and randomly select a single ceiling tile to lift up and place Askew out of its frame. The science classroom was cluttered as hell, so it didn't look too obvious. After 3 weeks I'd moved 15 panels out of place and the teacher hadn't noticed. On the 4th week, she suddenly noticed, and thought her freshman homeroom class had done it all at once, that morning, as a prank while she wasn't looking. She yelled at them for 15 minutes about disrespecting her classroom and then made them all put the ceiling tiles back in their correct positions. I never fessed up after seeing how angry she was. I thought it was a good, harmless prank, but based on her reaction I obviously didn't read the situation correctly. Yeah, that always happens with these gradual pranks, people assume you did it all at once. Like when my buddy dumped about a gallon of acorns out of his bag and got real mad that I'd just poured acorns into his bag. I'm like, nah man, I've been putting single acorns in there every chance I get for weeks and you finally saw one and found them all. He had not seen the gradual building humor in the same way I and my co-acorners had, though, and continued to believe that I just scooped a double armful of acorns into his bag somehow. He did later see the humor in it when we acorned him again and he went somewhere else with a different group of people and started angrily pouring acorns out of his bag. Everyone around him was like, "What the hell, dude, there aren't even any acorns around here," and he's like, "I fucking know, damn it," and told them the story. They laughed, he laughed, now it's all good. I've got one. 2 guys in my AP stats class who were always goofing off. Usually pretty funny, no victims, etc. One day they, for some reason, decided to go in on a very smart, popular, relatively quiet girl. Just roasting everything she said. Would not let up, no matter how many times the teacher or other students were like, okay, chill. Finally one of them made a crack about how she was so sensitive because she'd probably been raped as a child. Whole class went silent. She burst into tears. From what I understand, she had a good family life, so that probably did not happen to her, but it was clearly so upsetting to her that she ended up leaving class and going home for the day. So I mean, don't make fucking jokes about trauma to people when you don't know if they've actually experienced that kind of trauma. Kinda gross, but funny as hell. Class clown was my friend's older brother. He should have been in special needs by the way he acted sometimes. Anywho, Bob, real name, do not give a f, got into the habit of wrapping hands in toilet paper, then shitting in his hands and flinging the shit over the stall at the wall or any unsuspecting kid who was not aware of his tricks. Teachers normally did not use the student bathrooms, but this one teacher needed to because his pen exploded all over his hand and he went in to wash it off. Bob was not aware of the teacher's presence and flung the shit over the stall and hit the teacher in the back, splattering shit all over him. Teacher flipped out, Bob started laughing at him, teacher got more mad, parents called, suspension and apology in store for Bob. He actually said to the teacher, I am sorry, that was a shitty thing that I did. From what I heard, the principal, assistant principal, Bob's dad all laughed. Bob kept a straight face. The mother and teacher were pissed. Bob got suspended for 2 weeks, had to do many hours of volunteer work at the school and was basically on no more strikes until he graduated. Bob was very boring after that.